Genshin's 4.0 Phase 2 banners will feature two old yet highly ranked characters. Zhongli and Tartaglia are still used often even till this day. How's it going, everyone? This is Kay, and let's review the banners to see if you should pull or skip them. In terms of the 4 stars, they aren't highly recommended unless you want Sayu or higher constellation levels for Noelle, cause I assume you have her by now, or you're going for the new character Freminet. Now, Freminet specializes in physical and cryo damage, which has some limitations in terms of the current meta, if you want to call it that. His kit revolves around his E skill and to maximize the level while in his skill state. Unless you like collecting characters or want a new DPS to have fun with, he isn't a character you should spend a lot of Primo Gems for. He does help with Fontaine's water exploration thanks to his passive reducing stamina underwater, so if you do get him in a few pulls or so, then he can certainly help you a bit in the open world. The main attraction to these banners are the 5 stars. Zhongli is a must-have. Of course, if you are saving for the 2 new 5 stars coming out on the 4.1 banners or saving for the Hydro Archon's eventual release, then obviously save your Primo Gems and don't spend anything. But the thing is, Zhongli makes the game so easy, which is why he is highly recommended, especially for new players, and for me specifically. I think everyone should have him, even if you are an advanced endgame content player. He's the ultimate defense unit in the game, shreds resistance, prevents interruptions, meaning you can just focus on attacking, offers support with the Millilith artifacts, and he eliminates the need for healers for non-DOT enemies. All of this is the reason why he's still heavily used in Abyss even now. Of course, he does have some problems, but it isn't a deal breaker or anything. It's just that his damage output is quite low. Majority of the damage will come out of his burst, which also does have a long ult animation. Now, if you want to build upon his burst damage, then you have to sacrifice HP stat, which then weakens the Jade Shield's defense. If you build upon his HP, which increases the Jade Shield's strength, you then have to sacrifice damage, but then that's okay. He's meant to be a support unit. Now, if you have him only at C0, I would highly recommend you getting him at C1 for that extra pillar. In order to fully utilize the Millilith buff, you need his pillars to constantly hit enemies. Having only one is a bit inconsistent, but 2 pillars can create a big enough AoE. Next up is Tartaglia, and his role is to apply Hydro to enemies while he's on the field, whether to enable off-field DPSs or drive reactions. He is a technical character to use because you have to manage his skill time properly, which can delay rotations if it's held on for too long. He fits into a lot of teams thanks to having the fastest Hydro application, but he truly excels in the international team, specifically with Bennett and Xiangling. Child will be on field to help Xiangling trigger reverse vape, which is where the majority of the team's damage will come from. On top of that, you will have his own personal damage when slashing the enemies, Bennett for buff, and either Kazuha or Sucrose with Viridescent for further damage support. If you have those characters, consider pulling for a Child. It's still one of the most aggressive teams out there that can produce high damage. That being said, skipping his banner isn't a bad idea either. Unlike Zhongli, who I think everyone should have, for Child, he isn't as necessary. You have to build a dedicated team around him, and the thing is, there are a lot of other teams that can get the job done as well, and there are a lot of variations to the international team that does not involve Child. Now for the weapons, it's an easy skip. Polar Star and Witsith are the only good weapons among the rest. Vortex Vanquisher isn't even Zhongli's best despite being his signature. In harder content, you will need to build a shield-focused Zhongli, otherwise his Jade Shield will shatter easily for endgame bosses, especially in Abyss. The 3-star Black Tassel is recommended for a shield bot Zhongli, but even if you want to build him as a DPS or a combination of shielding and burst damage, Staff of Homa would be better. The thing is, don't chance it even if you want the bow. Generally, if you ever want to pull on the weapons banner, both weapons should be highly ranked and can be used by a lot of players. Other than the bow, like I mentioned before, Witsith is an amazing 4-star catalyst and benefits greatly at higher refinements. I'd still recommend skipping, however. Overall, the main standout for the Phase 2 4.0 banners is Zhongli. Child is a strong character, but as mentioned, he isn't as irreplaceable compared to the Geodad of Genshin. 4-star characters on the banners aren't worth investing unless you want Freminet. An example of an amazing banner that players should pull for was the 4.0 Phase 1 banner, specifically Yelan. First and foremost, Yelan is amazing, but you also have Bennett, the true pyro icon of the game, and everyone should absolutely get him. Lynette was a new character, and even Barbara is good for beginners or early stages of the game, especially at higher constellations. At the end of the day, the Phase 2 banners are considered bait banners. Keep in mind, no single character in Genshin is a must pull, meaning you can't clear content without that specific character. You obviously can, but always also keep in mind, pulling for a top ranking character can make life easier. Zhongli is one of them, but if you don't want him, it's totally fine skipping him. Don't forget to comment down below to let me know if you're pulling for Zhongli or Tartaglia, or if you're brave enough going for the weapons banner. For myself, I'm definitely skipping this. No, I take that back. I'm not sure because I still need a C1 Zhongli. I've been using C0, which has been fine, but like I mentioned, C1 will make life a bit easier with the Millilith artifacts buff. I don't know yet. 2 new 5 stars are showing up on the next 4.1 update, so it's a tough decision. I hope the gacha gods bless me with EX luck. But yeah, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for future Genshin Impact videos. Good luck on your pulls, everyone. Till next time.